intensifies killings in Sokoto, Kebbi. Petrol landing cost drops to 971 naira per litre, according to a report. Ministries making illegal requests for workers' promotion, according to a memo making rounds. Obaseki Okpebolo camps clash over inauguration fund. And that's it on The Punch this morning.
And now let's take a look at what the Vanguard is saying on the front pages. Petrol, banks creating 3.5 trillion naira loan for imports. Minimum wage, NLC directs workers in defaulting states to begin strike December 1. Hunger, children scavenge for leftovers at parties and prayer houses. MBF to Tinubu rethink subsidy removal, naira devaluation. Again, vandals attack TCN towers, disrupt power supply to Abuja. Labour fumes over unpaid pension to aged seafarers. FG urges investors to tap into Nigeria's $2 billion sugar industry. Edo Okpebolo accuses Obaseki of sabotaging peaceful transition. Obi can emerge as president in 2027. We will prepare very well, says Tanko. Atiku's critics of Tinubu's government lack realistic alternatives, says the presidency. Fubara set to present 2025 Rivers budget to Oko Jumbo-led assembly. How Onyema tried to reconcile Obasanjo and I, says Atiku. NDLEA nabs software engineer, Shadian, others in multi-state drug bust. Obasanjo opens up on Igbo bid for president in 1999. And finally on the Vanguard, Bode George to Sanwo-Olu, stop harassment and flogging of Lagos traders. These and many more headlines you'll find on the Vanguard newspapers this morning.
Moving on now to what The Guardian has got. Delayed 2025 to 2027 medium-term expenditure framework, MTEF, threatens budget circle. 2027, Jonathan Obi Kwankwaso's names resound as political jostling intensifies. Stop Wike governors from giving cars, houses to judges, Serap tells Tinubu. Arera groups, Huriwa, Sani nudge North to accept Tinubu's tax reform. NLC threatens strike December 1, demands wage review over worsening hardship. Stranded oil wells, old facilities stall 2.5 million barrels per day oil production. Experts underscore employees' mental health amid rising workplace depression. Vandals strike Lokoja transmission line, disrupt power supply. Tinubu may present 2025 budget in December. Atiku's critics of Tinubu's government devoid of realistic alternatives. That's according to the presidency. Alake woos investors to mining sector. Federal government to establish leather factories in states to reduce more intake. Experts urges federal government to control malaria vaccine disinformation with public education. And that's it on The Guardian.
And our final stop this morning is the Daily Trust on the front pages. How Nigerian startups can thrive amidst rising costs. Rescue our children. Parents of stranded Zamfara students in Cyprus beg Governor Lawal. Israel-Palestinian conflict. Tinubu to demand ceasefire at Arab Islamic Summit. ACF urges action as Lakurawa kills 15 in Kebbi. Cement hits 8,800 naira as cost of building materials skyrockets. Don't please Kwankwaso at expense of masses, Kawu tells Kano governor. Demolition, no amount of protests can stop us, says Wike. I was misunderstood. Senator clarifies position on subsidy removal. FCT AEA takes financial literacy campaigns to Buhari. And finally, on the Daily Trust, ICPC to probe INEC officials over infractions in Edo governorship election. These and many more headlines you'd find on the Daily Trust newspapers today. Time to get to your reactions. The numbers to call are 0700-951-0000 or 0809-597-4869. On WhatsApp, it's 080-999-30137. Remember, we're streaming live on YouTube at Nigeria Info Abuja, so you can watch us on there and drop your thoughts as well.
All right, Wakita Lagdan, good morning, as well as Oshoke Pedro. Unma Olebara in Owerri says the rate and frequency at which this government is borrowing huge foreign loans gives us cause for serious concern. Why mortgage the future of our children and the succeeding ones through excessive borrowings with absolutely nothing to show for it? As opposed to growing economically, we are squandering our commonwealth on running to countries not blessed with 1/5 of our resources to borrow. The previous loans taking, have their purpose been achieved yet? Is a question that she is asking this morning. Also, Francis Namani says the ruling government should focus on how to tackle the prevailing hunger, food inflation, and other economic hardship, as opposed to shifting attention to the 2007 general elections. The poor masses are really suffering, and our leaders should be more responsive to the demands and yearnings of Nigeria. Nigeria must revert to agriculture as her mainstay, as the best way to tackle the current food crisis and ravaging hunger in the country. Which way, Nigeria? May God help us, is how he ends his message this morning.
All right, you can keep your calls coming through on WhatsApp, 080-999-30137. All right, so on WhatsApp, Moaza John Lasisi from Buhari says, foreign debt goes high. What do you expect when a country depends totally on importation? An unproductive nation is a debt nation. Who will deliver Nigeria? He's asking. And this says, good morning, Nigeria Info, Mr. Y. My name, I'm sure you meant to say, is Ofre Solomon from Massacre. How I wish Goodluck Jonathan decided to come back to contest to this country. Maybe things could have been savaged by now. Thank you very much for that one. All right. Good morning.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome.
Princess, good morning.
You're welcome.
It's a passenger calling you from Amali, Niger State.
Go ahead.
Thank you. NLC, threatening. I sympathize with Nigerians that the NLC, the federal government, keep increasing price of petrol. Removal of the subsidy was not even right. that the NLC who allowed Nigerians has gone so bad, living in pain, a Nigerian cannot buy a packet of Maggi. Not talked about pepper. Not talked about the common salt. Even in the community, people crying. The late administration of Buhari and Tinubu give Nigerians this pain. That Buhari come up and said, we will give Nigerians 1 million jobs every year. Come down today, Nigerians are living in the abject poverty. Not talk about the insecurity, that a new group come again. Sir, the APC come up on board. Wallahi was not to save Nigerians completely. Why? Because they lack the ideology of leading Nigerians.
All right.
Since they took office, since 2015, Nigerians have been battling from one sickness to another sickness.
All right.
From one problem to another problem.
All right, Obasanjo.
Nigerians, wake up.
All right.
Wake up. 2027 is coming. Thank you.
Good morning.
The voice, good morning. How are you?
Very well, thank you. Welcome.
So nice to hear from you. You sound so calm. You're all right today. Good for you. So when you reach my time. All right. My name is Mrs. Someza. So please, the suffering is too much. Where do I start from? On Saturday, because they are working on this road, Buhari Road, Usman Dam. People stop at first gate if you are coming from town, trek to Usman Dam that Saturday. Why? Because the construction company that is working dual road. So you don't even know how to go about it. People are listening to me. I spent 3 hours from Sokale to Usman Dam. Car go break down. Some fuel finish. And I now asked the question. I remember some 15 years ago when we were coming, we have the old road. If beggar is working, they will do access road. And I now asked, what happened to the access road? Somebody took me around the access road, the old road. The old road is bad. I thought they will manage to patch past the old road so that people will be using it. I just imagine what my brothers and sisters will be going through today. And that was why this morning I called an appeal to FEMA, all those people, they should please go and control traffic there. That is that. Secondly, you told us that cement, the cost of don't go up. See, why do we have government? The essence of government is we give them our power, our rights. They should not do certain things for us. Housing. Nigerians are not talking of EDPs, all these big houses. Just give us shelter. But I want to bust your bubble. People are moving to uncompleted buildings. Look at the weather now with their children. Just because they cannot pay house rent. Now somebody will call and say, landlord increase house rent. See what is happening in market now. Dangote and the rest are just meaty. What can you do to help us? This thing that they are using to make cement, are they bringing it from abroad? My brother say cost of living, pepper is too expensive. Pepper not too cost. So for Buhari here, they will put pepper for gram for 100 naira, plenty. But can you eat only pepper? No, please.
All right.
Why are you laughing? Hold on. I don't. All right. Then let me conclude. I beg. Let me start. Let me do something. Something is doing us seriously.
All right then. Thank you very much for calling. Good morning. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Gabriella.
You're welcome.
I greet the King Itodo, the Agaba in the one and only.
Good morning, welcome.
The man that allegedly set his wife ablaze should get arrested. If you don't love her, just let her go. You don't have to set her ablaze. That happened in Ogun. And they are calling Jonathan to come back. To come and do what? Jonah, just relax. Be watching them. They castigate against you. They call you name. They call you in fact, the unprintable name. They call Jonathan. Jonathan, just calm down. Be looking at them. We are all into it. If you go to the market, you don't ask for the put political party or religion. Now, national grid collapse again. For how long will this thing be collapsing? They should deal with these terrorists that have been terrorizing our national grid. That is it. You can imagine, people are scavenging food for party and so on and so forth. That is the real situation in this country now. People are not smiling. It's not easy. Government must do the needful. Thank you.
Thank you,
very
Selassie.
much for calling, Selassie.
Let's look at what you're saying on the YouTube platform right now. I see that Timothy can't seem to hear us. I'm not sure what that is about. Do you want to give us more information where exactly you're listening from and why you're having a bit of an issue so we can tackle it and fix it up for you? Hafsat Moaza, good morning. Thank you for joining. And is that T-Man?
Yeah,
Thank you.
Well done.
All right, thank you
Sent that in from Wuse.
for the compliment right there. It's 6:50 right here, and we are going through the headlines and getting your reactions to them. You can listen live on YouTube and Facebook. Well, watch live actually at Nigeria Info Abuja and drop your comments on WhatsApp. It is 08099930137. Let's get more reactions.
All right, on WhatsApp, your comments. Chimax Undubisi from Jabi says, even if Goodluck Jonathan has the agenda to contest for 2027, advise him to jettison such a plan in order not to disgrace himself. Even those who are clamoring for him to contest will abandon him when the time comes. This is not the first time, and he should avoid history repeating itself. I'm sure you meant to say Chimax. Thank you for sharing that. Good morning.
Good morning, Angel Gabriella. Good morning, Deacon Itodo.
Good morning.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I hope you all had a pleasant weekend.
It was good. Thank you.
Yeah. I remember on the Safa Bakar Ali Dan Ali Baban Ali. I think the earlier we Nigerians forget about asking Mr. President to restore subsidy, the better, because it appears to me that Mr. President is done with the issue of the subsidy removal. However, we must channel our energies in putting pressure on the NNPC to ensure that her 4 refineries are working, and put pressure on the CBN governor and the Minister of Finance to ensure that the price of Naira against the dollar, Naira appreciate against the dollar. So I think these are the 2 things that we must put pressure. And for the Mr. Tanko on OB for 2027, you see, the problem is this. For you to ascend to power, you need quality opposition. We have members of the Labour Party in the National Assembly, both Senate and the House of Rep. Tell me one single thing that they have done differently from what the APC, PDP, and NNPP are doing in the Senate and the House of Rep. All the cars that have been shared, didn't they get their own? All the bogus allowances that they are getting, did they get their own? Did they say anything? So that is the problem we are talking about. Thank you very much for the wonderful opportunity.
All right. Thank you very much. Good morning.
Hello, my people.
Welcome.
Chief Itodo, good morning, my brother. Auntie Gabriella, how are you, ma?
I'm well. Good morning. You're welcome.
Mazi Destiny Anthony reporting from Equatorial Guinea. That is where I am today.
Interesting.
All right.
Go ahead.
Good luck, Jonathan, to come back to contest. Well, he has the right to contest. We shouldn't tell him not to come back. Do you understand what I'm saying? He has that right to buy form if he's interested. It's up to him. The problem is not Goodluck Jonathan coming. If you like, go and bring a God from heaven and tell him join a political party. When the time for election comes, are Nigerians wise enough, or have we waken from the slumber enough to know who and who we should put in one office or the other? So it's not about calling Jonathan or Obasanjo to come back and contest. If you still get people, Nigerians will collect whatever sentiment, tribalism, we push them, they are still going to make the same decision.
All right.
Was that not how we selected Buhari? Then he failed us. Here we are today, and we are buying fuel at 1,000 plus. If you bring Jonathan, it doesn't stop Nigeria. They will still pick who they want to pick, and then the suffering continues. Enjoy your day, my people.
And have a good day too. Thank you very much. Going straight to the Facebook live stream right now. This one from Mwazu John Lasisi. Let the government let the... Okay. All right. Biama Chan says cement hits 8,800 as building materials skyrockets. Can the poor build a house in Nigeria? God help us out. And Nigerians are dying of hardship. The government should do something reasonable as soon as possible, is what Mwazu John Lasisi says. A good place to take a pause right now. We have the news coming up at 7 o'clock. And afterwards, we'll get right into more of your reactions. Catch up on YouTube and Facebook at Nigeria Info Abuja.
More conversation, more talk, more right after this.
This is Nigeria.